Hey guys, welcome to Cadence Radio again. This is me, Woomaloo. Just throwing another update out to you. This is September, October, actually October 5th, Friday. I just want to have a couple of points I want to talk to you about regarding one of the biggest confirmations. Well, not the biggest. It's not confirmed yet, but updates for the week. I hope you guys looked at my other podcast about a couple of weeks back. I had some problems trying to upload it because it was a big file. It was me and my boy Terry Marathopoulos. We spoke about a lot of current events, what our opinions are based on. It's about 2 hours. I know the attention span is it's a little bit long. It's a long podcast, but check it out if you can. Go on to cadenceradio.com and check it out. Tell me what you think. It's also on YouTube. Of course, I don't have that many views right now, so I'll be probably at the bottom of the barrel. But I might change it a little bit and see how that goes. But it's all good. I just wanted to really bring it out to you. But first and foremost, I got a couple points here regarding this week. I'm in Canada, so I look at our neighbors there, USA. They're going through a big transition. Hopefully, that transition will be complete, and hopefully, we can see the change that we need as a people over here. I know here our elections are coming up here pretty soon too. We want to to vote the right people in. To me, I think the right people are us. That's my opinion, and hopefully, we get the right person in, and really see a big change happening because I'm in Calgary, so all I know is we are feeling this recession. We've been feeling it for the last 5-6 years, and a lot of people are hurting, and they're trying to strive to make their lives a little bit easier. But when politics are being played with people's lives, that's when I really don't like seeing that. That's not right. And hopefully, if if we can build on it, and if we can get the real people in here, hopefully they'll make a change. But I'm not really looking forward to that. I think that us as a people are the ones who can change this, and nobody can tell us no. So that's my little bit of a rant. But let me just get back to what I really want to talk about is this confirmation. The confirmation about this judge. Hopefully he does get in, and what's been thrown at him and what's been said about him is really a disgrace. Um, and we're getting a bird's eye view, honestly, as a people, as how these politics do work. How these people, regardless of if you're left leaning, right leaning, Democrat or Republican, of how these people really manipulate people's feelings into voting for what it is. Basically, some of these people can manipulate and fine tune what the message is to really hit a trigger in people to make them go off the cliff. And me speaking about them going off the cliff, it could be done. if you can't get them by words, you can get them by money. You can pay them off. You can do whatever it is, and you're seeing everything. You're seeing everything in it. You're seeing all the dirty tricks happening in this. You know, in no way can somebody come up to you and accuse you of something you did 36 or 40 years ago without any proof for the matter of fact. You know, they asked this lady, she's sure that this dude did this to her. She's sure about that, but she doesn't know how she got home. She doesn't know how she got to the party. She doesn't know where the party's at. She doesn't know anything of that, but she's sure this happened. And it's been running to her for the rest of her life till now. If it was any other victim, and this is for me speaking hearsay, at least you have certain facts and certain proof that this happened to you, you know, and the laws of the Western country is, you know, if you're to accuse somebody of this heinous act, you best come with some proof. You best come with with the proof saying that this is what it is, and hopefully, the truth will come out. But I'm talking about evidence, but there is no evidence. It's a he said, she said case, and as much as it pains me to say about most of the rape cases coming up, it's a he said, she said. But this one is a little bit funny to me. 36 years. This guy's about to get confirmed. You sit on a letter for 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden bring it out on the confirmation. Have this FBI investigation, which brings up nothing. You got witnesses who were supposedly at the party, saying that they weren't at the party. They have sworn affidavits saying that they weren't there, but you still take this to the Senate, whoever you are, and try to get this person not confirmed, and that's just part of that game, you know. After that hearing went out, and after the lady, whatever, Baisley Ford, sorry, I gotta make some names, that's her name, Baisley Ford. She's the one who's accusing Kavanaugh of sexual assault, and that she took it to the committee, saying that this is what they did. But you know what the funniest thing is after that's happening, there's a GoFundMe page for her, over $1 million now, saying that, support her and stuff, while her lawyers are saying support her and pay her legal fees, while it was said in the defamation, what she said was these guys were doing it pro bono. So I don't know why this lady all of a sudden has $1 million in her bank account. For what? I don't know. To tell you the truth, I think she has ruined this guy's life if he doesn't get in of a fault. To tell the truth, for me, it's a false accusation. I'm not gonna say that something didn't happen to her. Maybe something did, but I don't think it was this guy she's accusing of. And this is just how it is. And when I'm looking to my neighbors in the South, lots of people are waking up on it, you know, and lots of people are investigating it, and that's good, because you need to do it now, because honestly, this guy's going to be on the Supreme Court, and you really want somebody who will go to bat for the rule of law, for the law, and it's good to vet them. It's good, and I think you as a people down there should investigate and see if these are credible facts. FBI did it. They didn't come up with anything. Lots of other people in the media, which no one talks about. I'm not going to call them alternative media. I'm just going to call them another side of the media who's doing their due diligence and researching what's happening with this case and what's really going down. And the truth is there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of there's a lot of there's a lot of facts and lots of evidence about how this came to be. And I'm employing my readers right now and employing my watchers to really look at that. Like this is like life or death, really. I got a couple of points here, and I think I've been doing a lot of research regarding this, and I've connected some dots, not a whole lot, but some dots. The biggest thing I'm talking about 2 or 3 or 4 years back, or it could be a little bit more, is when it comes down to Russia. Russia was in a state of flux, but when Putin, in the Yeltsin years, but when Putin got elected, he did throw a lot of people out. A lot of people who were siphoning the country, Russia themselves, siphoning them for all the wealth, jobs, all that stuff. And it came down to one dude and deep space, and the deep state, I call it. But this entity, Russia did throw out. I don't know if they threw all of them out, but they basically threw the people who weren't going with what the agenda was, what Putin was putting out. One of those guys was George Soros. And George Soros is not invited back to Russia. If he was invited back to Russia, he would be arrested. But I think there's certain factions across the globe who basically are there for their own interests and to siphon off whatever they can with these countries to basically have a big part of it and a big control over it. And that dude is probably up there, George Soros. And he was called out again in this USA confirmation of George Kavanaugh about a day ago by the President of the United States. And you could see that he funds a lot of protests or these groups he funds so they can protest, cause havoc, and throw that divide out. One of the biggest ones was what really got me, as you can see, I'm a black man, was that Black Lives Matter. Everybody knew who was the real dude who started that, who mysteriously got burned in his car and murdered. And this movement was taken over. It wasn't even about Black Lives Matter anymore. It was just about setting an agenda so they can throw another agenda to the mix. And it really disappointed me, because if it was truly about the Black Lives Matter, these guys would have been going all over the place. But there was a lot of stage shootings, and I'm going to say it. There were stage shootings about a policemen killing innocent black people, which are basically staged. I'm not saying staging the fact that people did die, so these groups could take to the streets, do rioting, and saying this is what's happening, and then try to divide the police force to those communities. And that is just wrong, because there's a lot of people who join the force, who join the military to do good. Or probably most of them are like that. 95, probably 100, I don't know, % of it. But there are agents everywhere who are infiltrated within these groups, police, firemen, politicians, who have a different agenda, try to set it so they can try to take it over. And what they're going for is people's souls and people's opinions. And when I see all these demonstrations, all these demonstrations, they're not pure, they're not grassroots. They look like they're staged to a fact that they got all the signs, they got all the shirts. You got people getting paid, getting kicked out of the Senate meetings about a couple weeks ago. You got them getting paid around the corner. It's ridiculous, you know. But USA is going through a transition. This is it. They're taking these guys out of here. You know, the confirmation of George Kavanaugh is, when that happens, there is going to be people who are going to be held to the fire, people who are going to be arrested, and people who have to answer to what they've been doing for the last, I would say, 50 years or even more. You know, and hopefully that trickles over here too, trickles over here to Canada, because honestly, this is not a game. This is not a joke anymore. This is real life. You're fucking up people's shit, and it looks like lots of people are getting sick and tired of it. You know, I got a couple points here. I got another one here about the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement, as I see here, is getting weaponized. You know, they're playing with so many people's emotions, especially women's emotions, about this. You know, yes, I do not condone rape. I do not condone sexual assault. That is the worst thing ever. And it doesn't only happen to women, it also happens to men too. Worst thing ever when you take someone's soul like that, to take someone's dignity. That's basically what it is. But in hindsight of it, how heinous it is, there are some people who will use that as a weapon, you know, and use it to the full effect, where you cannot even defend yourself in a public forum anymore, because the public forum is based on that emotion coming out, that whole ends of it, you know, and people fight with emotion instead of looking at the facts. You know, truth is just based on facts. You know, it's not based on emotion. It's based on facts, evidence. It's based on all that. You know, and where it lies hard, and you can't hide it. Maybe you can hide it, but not for long. But it's there, and when it comes out with a force. And I implore those people who are protesting out there, don't think with that emotion. Don't think with it. You know, this whole that hearing, you got to hear both sides, you know, and you got to hear those both sides. You got to just sit down, think about it, and break it down have common sense and break it down, and you can really see who is truthful and who is not, you know. But the thing about it is that you got to have that evidence. You got to have that evidence, man, because the truth is what it is. And what I'm looking at it, looking at all the people who are coming out investigating this, it's shifting a little bit. It's not a little bit. It's shifting a lot, because you can see how some big holes in that testament Mrs. Baisley Ford has said. You know, and what's happening this whole week? It's setting a precedent, and the precedent is, don't use this as a weapon, man. You don't understand. There's a lot of good people out there. You can't. There's a lot of good people out there who has made mistakes, who have done all this, but the biggest thing is, do not paint everybody with the same brush. Do not do it. Do that, man. I'm a black guy. All black guys are not criminals. All white guys are not rapists. All women are not. Do not. What's it? They do not accuse. Falsely accuse people of rape. And get to that rule of law. Get to it real quick, because that's all we have. That's all we have. I want to do a shout out to X22, Dustin Nebos. I just started listening to him. He's pretty good. X22 Report is always up there. Dauntless Dialogue, all the truth seekers. Really, if I could sit here and name all you guys, it would take me about a couple of hours. I'm gonna try to keep this short, because last time I tried to upload this video, it took me like 10,000 years to do it. So I'm gonna keep it short, about 30 minutes. Also, when this guy does get confirmed, I'm gonna see where there's a lot of dominoes which are gonna fall, and the people who know this, they do, and that's the reason why they made this whole sham, made this whole event, try to make it like this guy is like the worst guy of all time. But it didn't work. And hopefully it does get confirmed tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see what's happening. I know there's lots of people who have done a lot of truth seeking. I've heard with David I. Steele. I know that this guy was on the Bush administration. Judge Kavanaugh was. He was on the Bush administration. He was for the Patriot Act. He was for this. But me thinking back on it, is that the reason why he's on the court now? Is because now the Patriot Act can really be put in full effect to get rid of the real terrorists, to get rid of all those guys, the people who have thrown all that stuff with what they created. It's going to be the downfall. So that's kind of cool with that play, and that's my question to it. And I think that's what's happening. Is the people who created all these laws, who created the Patriot Act, who created these tortures, who created the military tribunals, now they have to answer to that. And that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool how karma's a bitch. Cause what goes around comes around. These are the real criminals. You know who you are. And if people research it, they know who these people are. And top of that is Mr. George Soros. And I might get blocked for it. I don't care. If I reach 2 or 3 or 4 people regarding this, I'm happy, because I'm doing my part. Just plant that seed. Watch it grow. But all in all, hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully we can get through this, and get through this quick, so we can start living an honest life. We start living a good life, and start living a life which we as human beings are supposed to. We cannot be freaking slaving day and night, eating unhealthy, doing all this stuff, and honestly have some person who thinks they're above us hoard all this, and they're basically reaping off our blood and sweat. That's not how what human beings are supposed to be. We're supposed to be in ascending beings. We're supposed to ascend to something bigger than what we are right now, and hopefully someone can. Oh, and I know, to me, I'm gonna see that in my lifetime. I will see it in my lifetime, and we'll go from there. So I'm signing off here, Cadence Radio. You're gonna hear a lot more from me. So stay up. Peace.